Good day, friends. In the subject of personal financial planning, today I'll be talking about UPI and digital wallet. The aim of the government and aim is to have financial inclusion. When we talk of the financial inclusion, what we mean here in the context of the UPI is that we want that every individual in this country, every citizen of this country, every person should have a bank account, should use digital transactions, make financial transactions through digital mode, and be part and the parcel of the financial world. The different financial instruments that are there in the country, individuals should know it, and our aim is also to make the Indian economy a cashless economy. When I use the word cashless economy, what it means is that cash and currency notes should be of minimum quantity, minimally used. The transactions, the financial transactions should be in the either banking form or digital form or through various modes of the payments, which we discussed in the previous lectures also. So the financial transactions, instead of physical money in terms of rupees in India, rupiah we call it, right? So rupee, instead of that, we should use the banking transactions, we should use the UPI transaction, we should use the digital wallet, we should use the debit card, credit card. All electronic modes of the payments should be used, means the internet banking and all those things must be utilized. And UPI has played a very great role, a very significant role in the financial inclusion of this country. If you go to any hook and corner of this country now, even a pan wala, a rickshaw wala, and all these people use UPI, right? And if you want, suppose you have to make a payment of 9 rupees, then the question of the chain will come. You might be having 100 rupee note in your pocket, in your wallet, and you want to make a payment of 9 rupee. So there will be a lot of time of wastage of time in having a chain of 9 rupee. Neither you have 9 rupee chain, nor the auto wala or the taxi wala or the rickshaw puller has, or if you have purchased vegetables from the market that you want to make a payment of say 26 rupees, and so that fellow doesn't have the 26 rupees chain and you are giving a 100 rupee note. So how the transaction will take place? It will take time wastage. Say chain is not available, you will say what can I do then? I mean, a lot of time is being wasted. If you have a UPI, right, just by the click, you will take out your mobile through the UPI. If the person is using the UPI, vegetable vendor is using the UPI, and these days, I mean, most of the vegetable vendors are even using UPI, right? So it means a common man is using UPI. What this UPI is, how the payment is, I mean, transactions takes place. Now, let's understand the functioning of the UPI and how it has made our life easy, financial life easy. So, unified payment interface, I mean, normally we call it UPI, but the full form of the UPI is Unified Payment Interface. First time in India, it was being launched in January 2016. Right, this UPI app was launched in 2016 as a system that powers multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application of any particular bank, merging several banking systems. See, unlike in the net banking, you have to create a beneficiary account, you have to put the IFSC code. Means in the previous lecture I talked about internet banking, net banking. So, or the mobile banking. When you do the mobile banking, the internet banking, you have a mobile app of a particular bank and you want to make the transaction. You can make the transaction in various banks and other branches of the pay to whom you want to pay the money. But you will have to put the IFSC code of the pay's account, where the pay has an account. Supposing I have account in X bank, and the person to whom I want to make the payment has an account in the Y bank. Right. So while making the payment through the mobile banking or the internet banking, what I'll have to do is I have to create a beneficiary account. I'll have to put the IFSC code and the bank account number in which I want to transfer the money. But here under the UPI system, I don't have to do all these things, right? And not only I can make payment in one bank, other bank, from one bank to other bank, but I can create in my one UPI account itself, I can have an account of various banks. Supposing I am having account in 4 different banks or 4 different accounts, right? So I can merge all these 4 different bank in my UPI number itself, and I can make the payment from any of my bank of my desire, of my choice, wherever my credit balance is, or wherever whichever account I want to transfer the money. So several banking features can be merged in this UPI. I'll be explaining how this UPI functions. In this system, transaction can be done through any smartphone using virtual payment address, normally known as VPA, facilitating 24/7 transfer on a real-time basis. So for most of the transactions that we make under the digital banking system or the UPI system, all these the biggest largest benefit I will say is that 24/7 into 365 days in a year we can make the payment. So the payment method which we use is called virtual payment address. Immediate money transfers through mobile devices round the clock and 365 days. Single mobile application for accessing different bank accounts. So I have already told you that you have in one mobile application you have different bank accounts. You can merge all these bank accounts in your one UPI account, and from whichever bank account you want to transact, means you want to transfer the money, you can do it. Virtual address of the customer for pull and push provides for incremental security, with the customer not required to enter the details such as card number, amount number, IFSC, etc. Means sometime when you are asking to other person to whom you want to transfer the money, that please provide me your card number in which I want to I will be transferring the money, or your account number, or your IFSC code. Some of the people are hesitant because of the security reasons to give you the details. Suppose I have to make a payment to you of say 1 lakh rupees, and for making the payment of 1 lakh rupees, I'll ask you, if I'm making through net banking, that please give me your account number, your bank name, your account number, your IFSC code. So the other person or you may be hesitant to give me your banking details for making the transfer payment, right? But in this UPI, I don't need your bank account number, or I don't need your number, your IFSC code, your bank things. I'll simply, through the wallet, I can transfer the money. Or if you want that your money should be transferred with the help of your mobile number itself, I'll just use your mobile number, and through your mobile number, I'll make the payments, right? And automatically, the money will be transferred in the account which you are having, right? So there is no need of having the details of other parties' bank details or card number or IFSC code, etc. I mean, for safety concerns, many of the people are hesitant of providing all these things. So it's a big relief, right? It protects customers from cash on delivery hassles, running to an ATM or rendering exact amount. See, all of us know that UPI helps in facilitating in payments. So I don't need to carry cash with myself. I don't have to go to the ATM for withdrawing cash if I doesn't have cash in my pocket, right? So exact amount, as I was saying in the beginning of this lecture, that sometime if you have to make a payment of odd amount, right? Say I said in the beginning, if I have to make a payment of say 9 rupees for a particular thing, so finding 9 rupees chain sometime these days is become difficult. So just with the help of the ATM, with the help of the UPI, I'll transfer the money. So any amount, when in the morning when I go for a walk, and after coming from the walk, I fetch milk and bread for my household needs, right? So what I do is just I take out my mobile and make the payment through the UPI itself, right? So any amount I don't have to carry in my pocket. Just through UPI, I can make the payment, right? Without having cash in my pocket. So QR code technology helps to receive or send money from one account to another, right? So this QR technology is you might have seen that QR is a quick response, is a code, like you have a black boxes and some dots, right? And these black boxes and dots are readable. means the other person, the person can read it. When I'm saying person means those who are having knowledge. Each, suppose I have a UPI account and I want to make payment to you. You are having a UPI account, right? So I'll just scan your QR, your QR, and with the help of this QR code technology, I'll be transferring the money. Means my mobile will scan your QR code, and then with the help of scanning the QR code, the interface means the company will identify in whose account the money is to be transferred. So QR code technology is being used for sending the money, or can also be used for sending the money. So QR is a double safety purposes. The QR technology is being used, right? Utility bill payments, over-the-counter payments, QR code, scan and pay based payments, right? So you can make the payment for your, many of you may be using Beam. I'll be talking of digital wallets, right? So through these things, you can make your payments of utility, your over-the-counter bills, or all these payment you can make. It's help in raising complaint directly from mobile app. Supposing you are making some transaction, something wrong happens, the money is not being transferred because of some technical glitch or suppose some of the other problems. So if there is any complaint, through mobile app only you can raise the complaint and get the issue resolved, right? So it helps in resolving any issue if arises in making the transactions. So after talking of what UPI is and how it facilitates the individuals, who are the participants in the UPI? Who are the parties involved in the UPI? One is pays PSP, payment service provider, right? So payer PSP is that the person who is making the payment, and I am having a particular UPI. There are many companies which are providing these UPI services, right? And I'm having a particular account in my bank. So one is payer PSP and the other is pay PSP. Pay PSP means the person to whom you are making the payment, that person must be having payment service provider, right? So payer PSP is involved, pay PSP is involved, remitter bank is involved. Suppose I am having bank in A account, so my bank is, because I have taken a UPI number of a particular, say Bhim, Government of India, transact, or the Government of India has a very important mode of transaction is through Bhim, right? So it's a government created wallet. So remitter bank is, suppose I have an account in A bank. So in my Bhim, I will open the account, my bank account, I will link my Bhim number with the A bank, right? So the A bank will become the remitter bank. And the person to whom I am transferring the money, that is payee, that person has account in B account. So the beneficiary bank and the B is in the B bank. So the A bank is involved and the B bank is involved. Money is going from the A bank and the money is coming in the B bank, because if the payee has a account in B bank, right? So there are 4 parties involved up till now. I am saying payer, PSP, pay PSP, pay means to whom you are paying the money. Remitter bank means the person who is transferring the money, that person, the bank account of that person will be linked. So the remitter bank is involved. Beneficiary bank is involved. The person to whom you are making the payment, that the person must be having some bank account, right? So the beneficiary bank is involved. National Payment Corporation of India. All these deals, all these transactions routed through NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, right? So all these transactions are being managed by National Payment Corporation of India. So NPCI is involved. Bank account holders, right? I've already explained. And the merchants. Merchants means to people, say if you are making a e-commerce transaction, and the e-commerce, you are procuring some goods from some shop or from some company, right? And even over the counter, where you are buying some goods. So the merchant who is selling the goods, he is also involved because you are making the payment in his account. So merchants are involved. So these are the various parties, that is payer PSP, payee PSP, remitter bank, beneficiary bank, National Payment Corporation of India, bank account holders, and the merchants. So these are the various parties in the UPI which participate in the UPI. Means these people are involved. These people or the agencies or the companies are involved, or individuals are involved in the UPI. So now the question is, after understanding who are the participant and how UPI is beneficial for the people, what are the benefits, what are the steps for registration? If I want to have a UPI number, or how it functions. First, user downloads the UPI/Bhim application from the App Store or bank website. So you go to the App Store in your smartphone, and from the App Store you download the UPI, right? So application, you download it, then creating profile by entering details like name, virtual ID, that is payment address, and the password address, right? So whenever you are creating your profile, you mention your name, you mention your mobile number, right? And a password is being created, which is a unique password, which is for you only, right? So payment address and the password is being created. So you enter your profile and thereby you get yourself registered. Then user go to link bank account option and link the bank and account number with the virtual ID. Now you have created a virtual ID, right? Means virtual ID is basically a 16-digit ID. Like instead of using your Aadhaar number, it is like Aadhaar number. I can say it's a substitute of Aadhaar, where you want to do your KYC in a virtual mode. KYC means know your customer. Whenever you open a bank account, the KYC is being done. For any financial transaction nowadays, KYC has become important. If you buy an insurance product, if you buy the mutual fund product, or if you go for the insurance, the KYC will be done. What is this KYC means? Your entity, your PAN number, your Aadhaar number, and right, your bank detail, that is called KYC. So you have to have your KYC done for these financial transactions. So instead of using the Aadhaar number, you don't want to give your Aadhaar number. What you can do is you can create a virtual ID. Virtual ID is also a 16-digit number created by the Government of India agency, and that can be used for creating artificial KYC. So not artificial, I would say virtual KYC, right? So this virtual KYC is being done through virtual ID and the password is being created. So then after virtual ID is being done, then you have to link your bank account with the UPI, because whenever you will make the transaction, either you are making the payment or you are receiving the payment, money will be routed through bank. Means since it's a in a mobile, you are not using cash, so you are making payment from somewhere. So from where you will make the payment? You will make the payment from your bank account, right? So you link your bank account with the UPI, right? So you link bank account with the UPI. So user goes to link bank account option and links the bank and account number with the virtual ID, right? So virtual ID you have already created in the second step. So in the third step, you link your bank, one bank, two bank, three banks, whatever the number of bank accounts you may be having, right? Or it's not necessary you link all bank account. If you want to make transaction only through one bank account, so you link only one account, right? So you link the account from which you want to make the transaction, or you want that the money should be credited in this very account, that account you link with this UPI, right? So after creating virtual ID, you link the bank account. Then the next step is generate UPI Pin. Customer select the bank account from which he wants to initiate the transaction. I've already said. Customer receives OTP from the issuer bank on registered mobile number. So for generating UPI Pin, because since you are linking the bank with your number. So you will get an OTP on a number which is registered with the bank account, right? So you will get an OTP, because see, why you get the OTP, or why the bank sends you OTP? In order to have a safety concern, that is, the right person is using this, right person is linking the bank account with the UPI, right? So customer receives OTP from the issuer bank on registered mobile number. That is, it is only you who is using it, in whose name you are creating a UPI, right? If I am creating, so I am linking my UPI number with a bank in which I am having the account. So since the transaction will be made, the payment will be made from a bank account. So bank want to make it sure that it is I who is making the transaction, right? So a OTP number is being received. I'll write the OTP number there, and I'll get myself registered. I'll able to link my bank with the UPI number, right? So customer receives OTP from the issuer bank and registered mobile number. Then customer enters OTP and generates 4-digit number UPI PIN. Now after entering the OTP, you have to create your own PIN for safety concerns, right? That is called UPI PIN. A 4-digit UPI PIN is to be created so that for all future transactions you will have to write your UPI PIN, right? So after linking the bank account, you generate a 4-digit PIN number, UPI PIN number. On successful registration and generation of MPIN, mobile PIN, customer is all set to use UPI, right? So once the 4-digit UPI number PIN is being created, then you link it with the mobile PIN, right? You generated UPI mobile PIN, and now you can use a UPI. So there are 3-4 steps involved. One is virtual ID is being created. Second is you link your bank account with your UPI. Third is that you get an OTP and you enter this OTP, then your mobile number will be linked with the Bhim and with the UPI and the bank account. And then a 4-digit UPI PIN is to be created for future reference purposes. Whenever you will be using UPI, you will have to write that UPI PIN, because that will be your identity. And never reveal this UPI PIN to anybody, right? So this UPI PIN is to be registered. So how you use it? Ways to use UPI. UPI can be used in 3 ways. By entering the UPI ID of the sender receiver, means that whenever I want to use my UPI, right? So I'll have to use my UPI ID, which I have created at my own, right? So either sender or the receiver UPI ID is to be filled. By scanning the UPI QR code, I've already said what is this QR code. You have to, it consists of black boxes and some dots, right? Which is readable, right? So you can scan this UPI QR code and you can make use of the UPI by entering the receiver's account number and IFSC code. If the receiver want to give the IFSC code or the account number, that can also be done means the payment can also be made through entering the bank account number and the IFSC code. UPI ensures complete privacy and instant fund transfer with no fee charges. See, the basic benefit of the UPI is that is no fee that is being charged while you making the transaction through UPI. You see, Government of India wants to promote the UPI in order to have a digital transactions. So government is focusing more and more on digital transactions. That's why government is seeing to it that when you make transactions through UPI, charges is not being levied on any of the party. So that is the benefit, big benefit of the UPI. So if I talk about the benefits quickly, so round the clock availability, easy to use, you have your handy mobile smartphone, and just by having the mobile phone, you have once created UPI, you can easily make the payment instantly 24/7, and immediate money is being transferred within the seconds. Single application for accessing different bank accounts. Use of virtual ID is more secure. No credential sharing, means you don't have to share your Aadhaar number, your PAN number, or these things, you have created a virtual ID of 16 digit, right? So which UPI, the Government of India agency, helps in creating virtual ID, and with the help of virtual ID, 16 digit code, I talked about it earlier. By having virtual ID, you can create a UPI, and through that the payment can be made. Single click authentication, right? Raise complaint from mobile app directly. So these are the benefits which we discussed earlier also in the course of our discussion while talking of the UPI. For banks, single click two-factor authentication, universal application for transaction, no additional cost of infrastructure, safer, secured, innovative, payment basis single unique identifier, enables seamless merchant transactions, right? Banks also, there are a lot of benefits which bank also get by if the payment is being routed through UPI, right? So single two-factor authentication means that when you make the payment through UPI, say for example, you will be getting OTP also, right? OTP plus you have a code also, UPI code. So you will be using UPI code as well as OTP. So it is called two-factor authentication. Supposing hackers is able or fisher is able to find out your personal code, right? But you will be also getting OTP. That is called two-factor authentication. Means the authentication is doubly sure, doubly secured. So in the UPI, the two-factor authentication is being made, right? So it's safe and secured, innovative method, single unique identifier, enables seamless merchant bankers. These are the benefits to the UPI, right? So other things about the digital wallets and all those things, I'll be talking in the next lecture. Thank you.